The lights of the America's Got Talent stage glow brightly. The audience buzzes with excitement as the camera pans toward the judges' table. Simon Cowell sits calmly, arms crossed, known for his sharp critiques and high standards. Heidi Klum smiles warmly, always ready to be surprised. Howie Mandel leans forward with curiosity, and Sofia Vergara looks excited, wondering what kind of act is about to step onto the stage. From the side entrance, two figures slowly appear. One is an elderly man with silver hair, gentle eyes, and a quiet confidence that comes only from a lifetime of experiences. Beside him is a young boy, barely tall enough to reach his grandfather's waist, gripping his hand tightly. The contrast is striking. One represents the past, the other the future, both standing together in the present moment. As they reach the center of the stage, the audience begins to applaud. There is something instantly touching about seeing them together. The grandfather smiles nervously, while the grandson looks around in awe, his eyes wide as he takes in the massive crowd and bright lights. Terry Crews steps forward, his voice warm and encouraging. He asks them to introduce themselves. The grandfather speaks first, his voice soft but steady. He introduces himself and then places a loving hand on his grandson's shoulder, introducing the young boy with pride. He explains that they have traveled a long way from the Philippines, bringing with them not just a song, but a piece of their culture and their family history. Terry asks why they decided to audition together. The grandfather pauses for a moment, emotions clearly rising. He explains that music has always been a part of their family. He used to sing this very song to his grandson when he was just a baby, to help him sleep, to comfort him when he cried, and to teach him about their roots. Singing together, he says, is their way of staying connected, no matter how busy or difficult life becomes. The camera cuts to Simon Cowell, who is listening closely now, his expression softer than usual. He asks what the song means to them. The grandfather explains that it is a traditional Filipino song, one that speaks about love, sacrifice, and the deep bond between family members. It is a song passed down through generations, just like the values he hopes to pass on to his grandson. The grandson is then asked how he feels about performing on such a big stage. The boy smiles shyly and says he is happy because he gets to sing with his grandpa. The simplicity of his answer draws a warm reaction from the audience. Laughter and applause fill the theater, but there is also a quiet sense of anticipation. Terry wishes them good luck and steps back. The lights dim slightly. The music begins. At first, it is just the grandfather's voice. It is not loud or flashy, but it is rich with emotion. Every word he sings feels live, din, as if the song itself is telling the story of his life. His voice carries the weight of years filled with joy, hardship, love, and loss. The audience grows silent, hanging on to every note. Then the grandson joins in. His voice is clear, pure, and innocent, floating gently alongside his grandfather's deeper tone. The blend is magical. It is as if two different times are singing together, the past and the future harmonizing perfectly in the present. As they sing, the camera moves across the judges. Heidi's eyes begin to shine with tears. Sophia presses her hand to her chest, visibly moved. Howie nods slowly, clearly feeling the emotion of the performance. Simon Cowell, known for his tough exterior, sits completely still. His eyes are locked on the stage. There is no smirk, no raised eyebrow, no sign of boredom. Instead, his face shows something rare. Vulnerability. The lyrics of the song speak about a parent's love, about guiding a child through life, about hoping that the next generation will carry on what the previous one has built. Even for those who do not understand the Filipino language, the emotion transcends words. The meaning is felt, not just heard. The grandfather's hand gently squeezes his grandson's shoulder as they reach the chorus. The boy looks up at him briefly, smiling, and then looks back toward the audience, singing with growing confidence. The crowd begins to sway slightly, completely absorbed in the moment. Halfway through the performance, the music softens. The grandfather's voice trembles slightly, not from weakness but from emotion. This is more than a performance for him. This is a memory being created, a moment he will carry with him forever. The camera zooms in on Simon Cowell again. His eyes are glossy now. He blinks slowly, trying to maintain composure, but it is clear that the song has touched him deeply. Perhaps it reminds him of his own family, his own past, or the idea of legacy and what we leave behind. As the song builds toward its final notes, both voices rise together, stronger than before. The harmony is beautiful, raw, and honest. There is no perfection in a technical sense, but there is something far more powerful. Truth, the final note lingers in the air. Silence follows for just a split second. Then the entire theater erupts. The audience leaps to their feet in a standing ovation. Cheers, applause, and even cries fill the room. Some people are wiping away tears. Others are hugging the person next to them. The emotion is overwhelming. The grandfather bows his head slightly, clearly overwhelmed by the response. The grandson looks around, shocked and excited, gripping his grandfather's hand tighter than ever. Terry Crews runs back onto the stage, clapping enthusiastically. He bends down to the boy's level and tells him that he did an amazing job. The boy beams with pride. The judges begin to give their feedback. Heidi speaks first, her voice emotional. She says that what they just witnessed was not just a song, but a story of love and family. She praises the way their voices complemented each other and says she felt every second of the performance. Howie follows, saying that moments like this are why this show exists. He says that talent is not always about hitting the highest note or doing the biggest trick, but about making people feel something. And tonight, they made everyone feel everything. Sophia smiles warmly as she speaks, saying that the performance reminded her of her own family and the importance of cherishing time with loved ones. She calls it beautiful, sincere, and unforgettable. Finally, Simon Cowell speaks. The room grows quiet. He takes a deep breath before talking. He admits that he did not know what to expect when they walked out, but he says that this performance caught him completely off guard. He talks about how rare it is to see something so genuine on a stage like this. He says that the bond between the grandfather and grandson was undeniable and that the emotion in their voices was real. Simon pauses, clearly holding back tears. He then says something that surprises everyone. He says that performances like this remind him why music matters, not because of fame or success, but because of connection. Because it brings people together across generations, cultures, and experiences. The audience applauds loudly. Terry asks the judges to vote. One by one, they all say yes. 4 yesies. The grandfather closes his eyes, overwhelmed with gratitude. The grandson jumps slightly, realizing what it means. They are going through to the next round. As they leave the stage, hand in hand, the audience continues to cheer. The camera follows them backstage, where the grandfather kneels down to hug his grandson tightly. He whispers something to him, likely words of pride and love, words that will stay with the boy forever. Back on the stage, Terry looks into the camera and reminds viewers that this is what dreams look like. Not always loud, not always flashy, but always meaningful. The clip ends, but the impact of the performance does not. Online, the video quickly goes viral. Millions of views pour in from around the world. Comments flood in from people sharing their own stories about grandparents, grandchildren, and the power of music in their families. Many say the performance made them cry. Others say it inspired them to call their loved ones to reconnect, to remember what truly matters. For the grandfather and grandson, life changes forever. They are invited to perform at events, interviewed by media, and celebrated not just for their talent, but for the message they shared. A message about love, heritage, and the beauty of passing something meaningful from one generation to the next. And for Simon Cowell, the moment becomes one of those rare auditions that reminds viewers that even the toughest judge has a heart. That even after seeing thousands of performances, something real can still break through. As the video fades out, one thing is clear. This was not just an audition. It was a reminder that music is a bridge between souls, that family is